photodiode.
Presentation photodiode, madam. So today
Madam,
Q&A.
our Islamization is yet to be presented.
Okay, you have 3 minutes from now. Hannah, you take your time, please. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Do you hear me, madam?
Yes.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad.
Can you make full screen the slide?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وآية له الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. And the sun for them the night, when you throw their from the day, and behold, they are in darkness. والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. And the sun runs in its fixed course for a term. That is the degree of the Almighty, the All-Knowing. والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم. And the moon we have decreed for stages till it returns like the old bright curved stalk. In these verses, it emphasizes Allah's creature that come in pairs, for instance, night and day, and sun and moon. In our context, the night is the condition when no light is illuminated, junction, which we can relate to the junction dot current. And when the day and sun returns, the light is eliminated. The electron and hole pairs will separate and generate current. Next. Another point in this process, we were related in our life. In this life, humans are attracted to the opposite gender. And here same goes for holes that get attracted towards the negative potential of the battery. Same, the electrons will get attracted towards the positive potential of the battery. So, as this whole process should happen to complete the cycle and make the reverse current flow, human should complete their life cycle as well. So after the attraction happens between the opposite gender, they will get married. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, and we created you in pairs. And as it is a normal process in photodiode circuit, it is also a human instinct from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to complete our ibadah in this dunya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ.
It's already been 3 minutes.
Okay, just I will translate this. And of his signs that he created from new wives from among yourselves, that you might reside with them, and has put the kindness and mercy between you. Surely there are signs in this for those who think. So finally, subhanallah, he put in us this instinct as he put it in the
Okay, thank you, brother, for the presentation. It's better than last time, but I was thinking there are points that you should elaborate more, but it's okay. It's enough for now. Okay, now let's go to the Q&A. So open to the floor. I hope you still remember what they presented last time. Otherwise, I will ask you to present. Okay, who's going to start first?
I have a question.
Okay.
What happened to the photodiode if the forward bias is applied? I want to ask Rahimi.
Okay. Thank you. Amy?
Mm, in the diagram before, I explained about the reverse bias because their depletion region is big. But when we apply forward bias, it will make the depletion region very small and photocurrent is very low.
What was your question again, Ikram?
What happened to the photodiode if forward
Forward
bias is
bias is
applied?
applied.
Oh, for bias. So did he answer your question?
I don't really know the answer, but I think it's sound logic.
Mm. So what happened for bias, Rahimi, again?
Depletion region will become smaller and the small current will produce.
Small current will produce.
Small photocurrent will produce.
Small photocurrent will produce. How about the current?
Current when current for
For the diode?
the diode. Good day.
Remember? Be ready to answer. Rahimi?
Mm. You mean the dark current, madam?
Yes, okay, yes, the dark current.
The dark current will go from before from the slide. It's apply reverse bias. Reverse bias is
No, I'm
from
talking about forward. So what
forward.
happens in forward? How about the current of the diode in forward bias?
The dark current also flow, but it making the depletion region
Yeah. How
very
about the dark
small.
current? Comparing the dark current with the photocurrent in forward bias, which one is higher?
Dark current in forward bias.
Mm.
I think
Photodiode is just a PN junction. Oh, so what happens?
very low.
I'm already giving you a clue.
Okay. Will be very big
Why?
because it apply the because very small what we call depression region and the distance to recombine generate and recombine.
Is that why we have lots of current in forward bias?
I think so, madam.
Okay, open to the team member. Please answer. You 30 seconds. Hannah, you're my counter. Hannah, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Okay.
If you don't answer, we'll just like to give the mark for that.
Because diffusion of the majority of electron and
Okay, why there's
hole.
diffusion current there?
Why?
Why there's that? Why there's diffusion current there?
Because it's applied forward bias.
I know. Why forward bias makes diffusion current?
because of the depletion region is very small.
In terms of energy band diagram?
In terms of energy band diagram.
No, that is not in terms of energy band diagram. I'm asking in terms of, can you explain in terms of energy band diagram?
It's been 30 seconds.
Finish 30 seconds. So the team member doesn't want to help, huh? Okay. The answer is, please watch my PN junction video for bias again. Okay, next question.
Hello.
Yes, Aiman.
So how the photodiode can absorb the light? I want to ask Afrido.
Okay. Afridul.
No, only the in a PN junction, only the junction part observes the light,
Observe.
exposed to the light.
It's only the middle part exposed to the light. You sure? Why it's not exposed to everywhere? The answer is exposed everywhere. Okay, so you want to try again to answer Aiman's question? This is fundamental. If you cannot answer this, mean you don't understand photodiode.
Oh, what's the question again, ma'am?
Aiman?
How the photodiode can absorb light?
Photodiode is very sensitive to light. When light or photon falls into the photodiode, it easily converts light into
How? His question is how? Okay, team member, anybody wants to help? Hana, 30 seconds.
so
Yes, Afridul?
I think photodiode has optical filters, built-in lenses, or built-in lens in a surface area. When the surface area of photodiodes are increased,
No, that's not the physics of it. It's a very basic question. How does your photodiode absorb the
It's
light?
been 30 seconds.
Okay, another 20 seconds, extend to Islam and Rahimi.
I
Light.
have a question, madam.
No. They are still trying to answer that question. Otherwise, if you cannot answer this question, the team, you will not get more than half of the assignment marks. This is basic question. Yes, Islam.
Photodiodes detect the photons.
Huh?
Yeah, it detects the photons.
How?
Detects the photons.
How? The question is how.
It's been 20 seconds. Had it already.
Okay, we give another 30 seconds.
Okay.
The question is how. Yes, Rahimi.
Because when how it has lens and
What do you mean by lens?
built-in lens.
How? What do you mean by built-in lens? I don't know anything about that.
What is
I wonder what reference you're using.
if light is being what emit at the diode
Exposed. When light are exposed to the
exposed
diode,
to the diode, the PN junction, when it in reverse bias, it will absorb the light and
how?
at the depletion region,
How you
the
absorb?
how the
Soalan dia tadi how they absorb. Oh, tak payah buat soalan tu. You are not answering the question. This is the most fundamental question. Team photodiode, you cannot answer.
Madam, time already lapsed.
Okay, photodiode, you're in big trouble now. Okay, next question. I wonder whether you understand or not photodiode. Did you do your homework or not? Did you read a lot of books or no? Why did you ask me if you don't understand? Okay, Garib, Ahmad Garib.
You guys mentioned about dark current. So I wanna like I'm a bit confused. What is it, and like how does it exist? And I just don't understand this dark current.
So your question to Islam, okay? Because
Okay, all right. I'll question to Islam then.
So basically, the dark current, it's the current flowing when the photodiode there is no radiation.
What kind of
goes in-
radiation?
Yeah, photons.
Okay,
Yeah,
when there's no light.
yeah, where there is no light. It's in the absence of light. So in this period, the movement of minority carrier across the junction will generate this dark current. So it's generated when the minority move across the PN junction.
If there's light, what are the carriers that will create the photocurrent? Is it minority or not?
What again, madam?
If light is shine, how do you get the photocurrent?
The carrier will the temperature increase when the light is.
Why temperature? I shine light only. I make the temperature the same.
Okay, it's yeah, it will be what is it? Electron and those will be excited.
I cannot hear you. Colorful.
Do you hear me?
Yeah, say it again.
You mean when light exposed in the
Yeah. Because you are talking about dark current now, just now. Now I'm extending the question to photocurrent. So dark current basically is any current when there's no light shine to the diode. Any current when there's no light shine to the diode is called dark current. But and you're saying it's due to the minority carriers, right? So now I'm trying to ask you, I'm trying to provoke you, is it correct? Because if photocurrent, how do you get the photocurrent? What is photocurrent? How do you get the photocurrent? Islam.
From the movement of minority carrier.
So this both dark current and photocurrent is from the minority carrier.
Yeah. But the difference is after a while it will like generate the movement will generate the depletion.
What movement?
The movement of minority carrier.
What do you mean by the movement?
Like drifting.
Drifting from where to where?
From P to N, like P in.
Okay. Say again in one clear sentence for everybody.
Okay, the movement of minority carrier generate the depletion region across the junction.
How do you get okay, then now answer Ayman's question. How the light is being absorbed?
At the beginning.
Yeah. Because you say how do you generate photocurrent? The light need to be absorbed, right?
Yes.
So how do the light being absorbed?
how the light be absorbed. Yes, it's same. It's same. It's like same answer.
Yeah, answer me.
Yeah,
Say.
when the light is exposed, so it makes the minority carrier.
The what? Say the electron from where to where?
Yeah, the minority carrier in P will be electron, and the minority carrier in N will be holes. And
Yes, so
and the movement across the P injection will.
No. Tell me about how you being absorbed. How does it being absorbed? How do you get photocurrent? Again? How can you get photocurrent? Starting from the beginning.
Okay. We say at the beginning, the moment of minority
So
carrier.
start with the light. So start with the light being exposed to photodiode. Start from there and then continue.
Okay. Across the diode, the light is across the diode.
No. Exposed to the whole diode.
Okay. Okay, exposed to the whole diode, the electrons and holes, the movement of minority carriers in.
I don't like the movement. Use the exact.
Yeah, drifting.
No, before drifting. What happens before drifting?
Yeah.
Huh? How do you get the free carriers?
Diffusion, madam.
I don't know if you do. How do you get the free carriers? To make the photocurrent, where do you get the free carriers? This is the most fundamental question. Where do you get the free carriers? After you shine the light.
Where I get?
Where does it come from? The free carriers. Where? WHERE. Where? Where the free carriers coming from?
On the depletion region.
Depletion region is depleted of free carriers. Mana tak ada free carrier, there's no free carrier in the depletion region. So where does the free carriers coming from?
It's coming from when we apply reverse bias, the current will go to the reverse bias. Current will go to the.
Where do you get the free carriers before we talk about the current? We need to know the source of the free carrier, because the free carrier that moves gives out the current. Where the free carriers coming from? That's my question. Because in reverse bias, you don't have much. You don't have much free carriers, right? In forward bias, yes, you have a lot. Because you reduce the barrier, the potential barrier, therefore.
Acceptor and donor ions?
No. No. Islam was saying just now, we were saying it, so I'm trying to make it clear, but then you don't answer it. Okay, so I don't know. How do I'm going to give the marks? You cannot explain how a photodiode works. My next question will be, why do we operate the photodiode in reverse? Why not in forward? Team, anybody answer me?
I think in reverse bias, the amount of current is larger. That produce is larger. So it's
in what?
In the reverse bias.
No, how can you say that? In forward bias, there are lots of current.
Yeah, but in this condition.
No, what condition? There's no condition. The photodiodes are not smart, stupid. It just know that it will come out current or no current. it doesn't know, you know, the photodiode, they don't know the name dark current, photocurrent. It's just like not a smart device. They just know that it gives out current or not current. So, but we, the smart people, we gave the name in order to distinguish the physics of it. The dark current, why we give the name? Because there's a physics to get the dark current. Photocurrent, why we give the name? Because there's a physics to get the photocurrent. But in the end, when it comes out of photodiode, they just know it's current. We put the emitter there. They just know it's current flowing. They don't know what kind of current that will be flowing. So my question is why we use it in reverse bias, not forward bias?
Okay. The forward bias, the depletion region between the junction is like very thin. It's because it allows the current to flow. Okay, but in reverse current, the depletion region is much more.
Yeah. So why? So why? So what's the why is it in reverse? Why do we operate the photodiode in reverse? You're still not answering the question. You're just telling me what's happening when it's forward and reverse in the structure of the diode. But I'm asking you, why are we operating the photodiode in reverse? What happens if I operate it in forward?
I think it will just be like a normal diode, not full.
So also I can reverse bias is works like a normal diode, reverse bias PN junction. So I don't get your answer. Okay, go. I want you to find the answer. Watch the video after this. Every question that you cannot answer, I want you to answer it, put in writing, and then send it to me. If you don't, you will suffer from the marks of the assignment. Okay, I'm trying to help you. All the question in the video after this, watch it again and get the answer, write it down and submit to me. Okay. Next question.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
You can go first.
I want to ask, how does photodiode detect light? When light is on the photodiode, how does it detect?
It's the same question what I'm asking. You say absorb and absorb and detect, but let's see, maybe we use the word detect, they will answer, they'll be able to answer. Anybody?
Anyone can answer.
How is it detecting the light? Is a fundamental question, brothers. Okay, next question. Next question, Hannah.
I was confused about the optical filters. Like, what's the function of the optical filters? Yeah.
Where did they mention the optical filter?
In one of the slides, slide 4. Yeah, slide 4, I think.
Have you showed the slide 4?
Yeah.
Anybody from the group show slide 4? Hello, group?
Yes, ma'am.
It takes you, okay. Is this slide 4?
Yes, ma'am.
What's optical filter, Hannah?
Yeah, they mentioned that the photodiode has optical filters, but I don't know what the function of it is.
Okay, go back to that slide. There's optical filter there. Okay, you want who to answer? Not this one. The slide 4. Not this one. This one. Yeah, a photodiode has optical filters here. So who wants to answer that?
Alfredo.
Afridul, can you answer that? Afridul. So whatever you put, you need to understand. Otherwise, do not put things that you don't understand.
Madam, I want to pass this question to Rahimi.
Okay, Rahimi, answer this. But you're supposed to be able to answer as well. Okay, Rahimi.
Optical filter is just like the window that allow light to reach the sensitive part of the device.
What does that mean? Like the sensitive part?
Sensitive part of the device is when we look in and wait, sensitive part is the what P PN junction. What we call it?
I don't know what reference do you use for this one? Rahimi.
What reference?
So it looks weird. I don't know. It doesn't. Do you use a textbook to write this or not?
Combining with them.
So which textbook? Yeah, it says optical filters. Tell me.
Dia campur-campur.
Mana boleh campur? Kita tahu reference kita kat mana. They are marked for referencing. I think here, what does it mean by optical filters? I think it just another word for it is like optical window. If you can see of the shape of the diode, photodiode on top there, normally normal diode is all black, closed. For LED, it makes all like all transparent, so light can come out. So here for photodiode, you need to have the semiconductor inside the packaging need to be able to access the light coming out. If it's dark, the packaging is dark, light cannot enter and heat the PN junction or the diode inside the semiconductor inside. So optical filters here, I think what it means by just a window. You can see it's a transparent window. It's a filter, maybe filtering. It says filtering from dust, because semiconductor need to be protected from water, from dust, from so by having this filter or this window over there, it will stop all this like harmful thing to get into the semiconductor. Okay, next question. Stop sharing.
Photodiode can also be in shape of LED, but LED is light emitting diode. The photodiode is light absorbing diode. Light absorb.
Okay, next question. Who else haven't asked question? 3. Otherwise, I cut your marks. I count until 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want me to cut your marks?
Another thing is, what's the main difference between a normal diode and a photodiode?
Normal diode and photodiode. Good question. Any answer? So those who haven't asked question is Aiman and Kamalia, right? My Sarah also, have you asked question? No, 3. The 3 of you want to deduct marks? Okay, jot down. Okay, answer while the 3 of you get ready of our question straight away. Photodiode is one of the simplest device that we have in optoelectronics. One of the simplest. No, I say what the simplest. So I don't understand why this group cannot answer the questions. So laser is more like 5 times more complicated than photodiode. So actually very simple. You should get full mark when explaining. Okay, any answer to what's the difference between photodiode and normal diode, right? Who wants to answer? Islam, Afrido, or Rahimi? Quickly. Hannah.
I think the main difference between them, the biasing. The photodiode work with reverse bias and the normal diode working.
No, we can use the normal diode in reverse bias. We can make it like a blocking, as device to block circuit. So the answer is not right.
Again, madam, I didn't hear.
Normal diode, you can use it in reverse bias as well. It can use as a to block current. Block, B-L-O-C-K. If you learn in your first year, if you still remember in electronics, you can use the circuit like Zener diode. It works in reverse bias. So not answering the question. Anybody wants to try again? What's the main difference between photodiode and the normal diode? So open to Afrido and Rahimi now.
Photodiode needs a light to fall in to start working, but diodes don't need that.
What do you mean by start working?
I mean the process of turning lights into current.
Are you happy with the answer, Hassan?
Sure, madam.
So basically, as I mentioned here, everybody, all the 4 devices, laser, LED, solar cell, and photodiode, all are just normal PN junction. Normal, it's the same, except for which condition are we using it and how we bias it. So normal diode, we can use it forward and reverse, but normal diode, we normally we use it in the dark. So that current, when we talk about normal diode, whatever current that comes out from the normal diode that we talk about the PN junction is actually dark current. Okay, but when the semiconductor is exposed to light, it reacts to the light. How does it react to the light? This is the question that Aiman was asking, Hassan was asking. How does it actually react to the light? And the answer is, I already taught the physics of it in the class, with the basic of the physics. Before I ask you to do any assignment, all the basics.
Like it's absorbed the energy from the light. You mean like this?
Yes.
Electron absorb the energy from the light to be excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
Explain again. How does photodiode detect light? Again, Islam, in a very clear sentence.
Okay. Because it's very simple. I think you mean like if the light exposed in the diode, the energy absorbed by the electron will excite them. The electron will absorb energy, will absorb the light, and then give them energy.
Then
it will be excited to do the other. It will be excited. You mean
where?
Like this?
To where?
From pin junction. In the junction.
Where does it excite? From where to where?
Cross pin junction. You mean the movement? Yeah,
the excitation. When you say movement, what do you mean? Excited, generated, defined? What the word? Use the right word.
Excitation.
Excitation. So use the word generation.
Okay.
So where the carriers generated from? From where to where?
From where to where?
Where does it going? Which carrier will be absorbing the light? the energy of the light, and be excited or generated from where to where?
From the
Think in terms of energy band diagram. Because I told everybody we need
from
to
the band gap to the
huh?
the band gap.
From where to where? From the band gap?
No. It's
If electron from valence band to conduction band,
After that, what happens? After it be okay, so we have light shine on the semiconductor, the energy of the light being absorbed by the electrons in the valence band to be generated to the conduction band. Then what happens, Rahim?
then it will drift from the energy band diagram, it will downward because the attraction of the battery, attraction of the anode of the battery.
I don't think so. No, that's wrong. Why is it drifting? It's the opposite of what you answer. You say because dia dekat end tu, at the end we put negative. Why the electron want to go to the negative side?
Because of the N layer N is connected to the P of the battery. P positive of the battery.
Talk in terms of energy band diagram and the energy barrier.
Okay.
Explain in terms of energy barrier. In the exam also, I'm expecting when you explain in terms of energy band diagram, you have to talk about the barrier, the energy barrier, the barrier height, the potential energy. So now you get the free carriers. So this answered my question before. Where do you get the free carriers? You get the free carriers from generation of the electron hole. So for example, electron from the conduction band to the valence band, where they absorb the energy from the light. Therefore, it's crucial that the light being shined to the photodiode has to have energy bigger than the band gap energy. That is extremely important. Everybody remember, because this kind of question will come up in the final exam. So you need to choose an energy which is bigger than the band gap. If the energy of the light, which is smaller than the band gap energy of the semiconductor, it will not be able to generate or excite the electron from the conduction band to the valence band. Therefore, there will be no detection. Detection can only happen if the light shine has an energy which is higher compared to the band gap of the semiconductor. If that happens, then this electron can go and be generated. So once it's in, now it's free. So once the electron be in the conduction band, it's free. So it's free to move. So where does it move? So because this is in reverse bias, if you think, you need to imagine the reverse, that PN junction in reverse bias. So what happens is it will be drifting due to the electron always wants to go to the lowest energy possible. So it will be drifting. So this drifting and then be collected, the electron be collected at the end side, and this is called photocurrent. Why the name is photocurrent? Because the current is due to the photon being absorbed by the carriers. That's why the name photocurrent. And detection, we need to differentiate between photocurrent and dark current. When you have photocurrent, do you still have dark current or not, Afrido?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Yes, in the same time of having a photocurrent, you still have dark current. So how do you know? So as I said, photodiode is not smart. When it goes out, the current that we measure with the ammeter, does it know whether it's dark current or photocurrent? Afrido?
Come again?
When you measure the current coming out of photodiode detector, does it know whether it's dark current or photocurrent? Ammeter, you put just an ammeter there. We go to the lab, put an ammeter. Does it know?
No.
No. Therefore, how do you know the current that comes out is due to the light or due to the dark current? As an engineer, how do you do that? How do you know whether it's dark current is the noise? Dark current is the generation of carriers due to thermal, which we don't want in a photodetector. Photodetector, we only want photocurrent if possible, but life is not perfect. There is still current due to this dark current, due to the thermal generation. So how do we differentiate as an engineer for the photo detection? The answer is?
This current will be almost zero when the no light.
No. Afrido was saying just now, there is still that current.
Yeah, but it's like a minimum amount of current.
Yeah, but still it can be big. Photo detection can be single photon detection, it be very small. So how do you differentiate? The answer is, as an engineer, that's why as engineer, we need to understand how it works. If you don't understand how it works, we cannot use the device. As an engineer, you need to know the physics, number one, and also you need to know, once you understand the physics, you know how to use it. So the answer is you minus the dark current. That's why normally they will do a measurement of the dark current, and after that a photocurrent. The photocurrent minus the dark current is the true photocurrent, because when you do you do measurement of the photodiode after you shine light, the current that comes out is a sum of the dark current and
Dark
also
current and the
so in
photocurrent.
order to know the true photocurrent, you take the sum minus the dark current, which you measure before in the dark, you'll get the pure photocurrent. So that's how we know, oh, is how many, and from the photocurrent that's come out, you can calculate how many photons being generated. This is the equation that you know the parameters that you do, efficiency. From the current that come out, you can calculate how many carriers that being generated, therefore how many photons being absorbed. That's how we can do the detection. Okay, so that thing can be done mathematically, but the physics of it is simple as that. How you get how it being detected. Okay, so next question. Any colored light have different effects on photodiode? I don't understand your question, Aiman. It doesn't sound like a question. It sounds like a what do you call it? Like a statement. Is it good? Aiman, rephrase. Elmi, rephrase your question. I don't understand your question. Is it good for photodiode to be in forward bias? Who wants to answer? Is it good for photodiode to be in forward bias? Yes, Raimi.
Not good, madam.
Why?
Because in forward bias, the depletion region will be lower, shorter.
So yeah, so who cares? So why? So if it goes smaller, then what?
So it will the detection of the light will be lower.
Why?
Because they you know, in depletion region, there is a neutral atom, and that's where it's
No. Depletion region, you don't have neutral atom. You have ionized atom.
ionized atom.
It's a neutral region. When it's a neutral region, there's no free carriers. I don't know what you mean by neutral atom. Neutral atom means there's no charge of the atom.
Okay, I feel to go first.
Huh?
So, madam, as the depletion region is smaller, as you mentioned, if the dark current is higher, it's not suitable for photodiodes. So, as when we forward bias it, the depletion region becomes shorter. When the depletion region is shorter, the free carriers, majority charge carriers can flow easily from p side to n side, and
Okay, my next question will be, does the size of the depletion region important for photodiode? If yes, why or how?
Yes, it is. It is important for photodiodes.
Why?
Yeah. If the majority charge carriers um, uh, uh, when the majority charge carrier diffuse from one side to other side, the dark current will be higher because of the movement and recombination.
I'm asking about depletion now. Just concentrate. Is there any
Inside the depletion region?
What is the significance of the depletion region for the performance of the photodiode? What is the significance of the depletion region for the performance of the photodiode? For LED laser, they don't care about depletion region. It's not important to them. But photodiode, if it's important, why? And the answer is important. Okay, the rest of you is important. Laser, LED, you don't care about depletion region because it's not important for the physics of your device. But for photodiode, it's important. Why? So you can see as simple as PN junction, it can be very interesting. I know.
Madam, when the depletion region is strong, because of the electric field and the external, because of the electric field, the drift velocity of the free electrons. So the drift velocity will be high.
Okay, the answer is right. The drift velocity will be high. Why? No, the drift velocity,
because of the minority carriers.
Velocity is wrong. Drift velocity will be high due to the bias that you put. So it's not due to the depletion. It's more on the biasing, which means the reverse bias that you put. So you can put minus 10 volt, minus 20 volt, minus 50 volt. So how much you bias will depend on how the reverse bias PN junction will tilt, right? So the slope will become steeper if you put a more more bigger what do you call it, reverse bias. Therefore, when it drifts, it becomes faster. So, but why the size of the depletion region matters for photodiode? Which relates to, I give you a clue, which relates to why do we have a PIN? PIN is to make the depletion region bigger. Purposely made bigger.
So we will get more carriers, more
what do you mean?
More minority carriers.
What do you mean? I thought the generation is due to the light, the amount of photons coming in.
As you can see, PIN is the depletion region is very large. In PN is very small.
Yeah, I know. I know, we know.
Yeah.
The question is why? Why do we want to make it bigger? Why?
Because we need more neutral, more what we call we need more the generation to become the more generation of electron in a hole.
Why do you have a bigger depletion region will give you more generation?
Because PIN is in the region it has
Sebenarnya your answer is wrong. I'm trying to put you into a darker hole, but I'm being rahmah here. I'm telling your answer is wrong. Okay, so sometimes your answer is wrong. Well, I will ask more questions, and just to I want you to think. Basically, it doesn't make sense. You know it. Your answer is wrong when it doesn't make sense. So the answer is not due to the. Yes, it has to do with the generation, but it's not accurate. We're saying it will increase the generation. The generation rate will be increased is by the amount of photon being absorbed. The more photons be absorbed, the more free carriers, the more photocurrent. That's how it works. So the generation rate is depending on the number of photons. But the question now, I'm answering my own question. Why the depletion region is important, because the rate, the efficiency of the drifting will depends on the depletion region. Okay. When I asked Afrido before, where does the carriers being absorbed? Is it the P, the depletion region, or the N? And he answered before is in the depletion region. And I say it's wrong. Okay, because it's wrong. When you have a piece of semiconductor, right? When you shine light, do you think the light will only go in the depletion? It will hit everything, the P, the depletion region, and also the N. But however, when the light, if the light absorb in the P, yes, you will have generation. If the light absorb at the N, yes, you have generation. But if the light absorb in the depletion region, you also have generation. However, when you have to draw, whenever the carriers already been in the balance, the conduction band, in the P, the free carriers will move like drifting, like randomly before it sees the edges and drifting. So if the N, they will not be drift at all. So the problem is when you have defects inside the photodiode, right? This like randomly move, you will see the thread level, you go to the thread and then recombine again, which means that you lost already the free carriers due to the generation. But if it's absorbed inside the depletion region, it has no time to move around. It will just go straight, drifted to the end and be collected. It means that it increases the efficiency of the photodiode if the depletion region is bigger. The depletion is bigger, the probability of the carriers being generated and being drifted away is faster, is higher. The probability is higher, just because it's generated inside the depletion region. If it generated between the P, you will have time to move around, and if there's any defect, it will go to defect and recombine. In the depletion region, is there any defect? Yes, there's also defect in the depletion region, but the probability for it to recombine inside the depletion region is lesser compared to the P, but still it will be affecting. Defects will still affect the photodiode if you have defects in the depletion region. It's just that if it's being absorbed or generated inside the depletion region, the probability of it being drifting is much higher compared to if it's generated in the P and N. So that's the answer.
Madam,
Yeah.
the reason I spoke only in the depletion region because I read this somewhere. Let me text you.
Okay. That's why I say be careful where you read. So if you're going to read, I also, Hassan can also tomorrow make a website of PN junction and photodiode, right? So you will trust what Hassan write or not, right? So it's some people, so you need to check your referencing. Must be exposed because the light falls from there. So I think this is not accurate. Their statement is not accurate.
Because of this statement, I made this statement.
I know, so that's why you need to make sure you take it from a reputable source. Is it from a textbook or website?
Website.
Don't trust
Electrical for you.
So I don't trust electrical for you. Maybe a undergraduate like you, or just graduate from degree wrote it, not an expert in the field. That's why read textbook. Can we present our solar cell? Yes. Okay, let's have a solar cell now.
Madam, only 5 minutes left.
Only 5 minutes or cannot? So we bring the solar cell to next class. But the photodiode, I'm not happy with photodiode, brothers. So you will still watch the video, answer all my question again. Otherwise, your marks will suffer. You won't get even 50%. Because I'm not convinced that you understand. The only reason when I give you marks, when I convince that you understand. Anybody can present, anybody can copy and paste and read. But this course is not about copy, paste and read. It's about understanding. So through Q&A, I know whether you understand or not. Okay, so do that and if you're able to answer my question clearly, and after that, if I'm happy with your answer, we'll share your answer with everybody. Okay,
madam.
All right. Can resume presentation only. I don't know. Anybody have class after this? Anybody has class after this?
No.
Ikram, are you there? Are you sleeping?
No. My webcam is higher, madam.
Ya Allah, why you put your webcam is higher? Put it downwards a bit, cannot?
The screen is big.
Oh, it's a desktop.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So no class. So everybody agree, happy if you do presentation of a solar cell now?
I have a meeting after this.
Anybody not happy? Raise your hand.
I have a meeting after this.
Huh?
I have a meeting after this class.
I cannot hear you, Islam.
I have a meeting after this class.
You have a meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. Islam has a meeting, so we have to postpone. Your meeting starts at 10:30 at 10.
Yeah, after this class.
All right, brothers and sisters, you'll be presenting next class. Okay, and photodiode, please do that. And everybody, as I mentioned, I will not teach this in class. I don't know what you understand from the photodiode. You understand anything, my Sarah?
I think they present to general.
Huh? Cannot hear you.
I think I can understand a little bit.
A little bit. So little bit is not good enough to pass your final exam. Everybody. I'm warning everybody. Yeah. So I'm warning everybody not only for the photodiode, for the laser, and for the LED. You need to go and study at your home and ask me minimum 2 weeks before the final exam. After 2 weeks before the final exam, I will not answer your question anymore. I'm giving you warning. I don't want you to study last minute. Okay, for this, because you cannot study this about understanding last minute. If you want to memorize, it's possible. But in my question, final exam question, you will not be able to pass if you memorize. Not even pass. So you need to understand. So please go and learn after this and ask me questions. You can ask in the class or you can ask me outside. Up to you. If in the class, maybe we'll take one class to just explain everything. But this is a major part of the final exam, photodiode and also the laser. These two main important device for optical communication. Okay, all right. I think that's all for today. So if you don't have questions, if you don't understand, write down and ask me. I already told you many times. Ask me questions. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble in final exam. I don't want you to fail. I don't want anybody to fail. But if you don't follow me, you don't ask me question, then have no choice but to fail you. Which is very sad lah. Okay? And do not study last minute. Okay, I think that's all for today. Let's end with dua please from a brother. Ustaz, is it?
Final is on 11th, right?
Sorry?
Our final will be on 11th February, right? Doesn't change the time. The time isn't changed, right?
Yeah, 11 February. 11 February.
I mean, according to our pre-schedule, it's on 11 February. So
I think I haven't changed it. I think it's okay. I don't know. I think we are too late. I forgot to, if you want to do decentralized.
I think it's okay, the date, because I need time for this subject. I mean, personally, I think I need time. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right, you'll be 11 February, you'll be online. So you'll be open book, don't worry. You can open the whole book in the world. But you just need to understand. Okay, so Aiman nak baca doa. Silakan Aiman.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. Hamdan yuafi ni'mahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika wa azim sultanik. Allahumma ala sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din, mu'afatan fil jasad, wa ziyadatan fil ilmi, wa barakatan fil rizqi, wa taubatan qabla maut, wa rahmatan indal maut, wa maghfiratan ba'da maut. Allahumma hawin alaina fis sakarati maut, wa najat minan nar, wa afal indal hisab. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaitana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaitana wa hab lana min Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaitana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa barik wa sallam wa alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Okay, thank you, brother. Let's end with tasbih kifarah and so.
Madam,
Yes.
what's the password today?
Password for today will be photocurrent. Okay. Let's end with tasbih kifarah and so. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal 'asri innal insana lafi khusr. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Please use the references in the course outline for you to study. For you to say, you need to read books. You need to read textbooks. You cannot rely on website